Real quick before the video starts, I have a new channel based around green text stories on 4chan, and I'll be uploading videos daily over there. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to the channel in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael, and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Potato Modest in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I waited 3 months to prove my boyfriend wrong." Early in the summer, my boyfriend, a 24-year-old man, and I, a 22-year-old man, started watching Lost. One night we were watching an episode after dinner, and my boyfriend asked what happened to one of the characters' girlfriends, Helen. Now, Helen's name is pronounced exactly how it looks, like Helen Mirren, but my boyfriend pronounced it as Helene. I thought this was kind of funny and said, "I'm pretty sure it is pronounced Helen," to which he responded flatly and dismissively, "No, you are wrong." For some reason, that really got to me. He has always been extremely confident in his opinions and views, even when he is clearly incorrect, but he had never outright told me I was wrong before. I did not press the issue further. Instead, I patiently waited until the next time someone on the show said the character's name, so I could finally say, "I was right all along. You are the one who was wrong." The only problem was that I did not get the chance to do this until 4 seasons and 3 months later. My boyfriend does not even remember telling me I was wrong, and now he thinks it is strange that I waited so long just for this petty revenge. He also feels embarrassed that I drew so much attention to him being wrong. Update. My boyfriend and I have read the comments on my previous post. We had a good laugh at all the comments calling us manipulative, gaslighting, and petty. I have enjoyed having my feelings and my methods vindicated, and my boyfriend acknowledges that he should not have been so curt. But I have to clarify that my boyfriend is a beautiful, kind, and sensitive man, and that his not remembering the incident in question is not evidence of him gaslighting me, but rather proof of just how silly this whole situation really is. He has always been nothing less than honest with me, perhaps even to a fault, and we have always had good communication. I love him, and now we both find his mispronunciation genuinely funny. Why did you not just Google it? Because that is not what Benjamin Linus would have done. He would plot and connive because he is petty, and so that is exactly what I did. Boyfriend here. You may be asking why and how on earth did I think her name was Helene? The explanation is as simple as it is absurd. I was also rewatching The Office at the time this happened, and there is a character named Helene in it. However, I recognized that I was an asshole in this situation. Asik Talk said, "Petty argument? Yes, sure. Exactly how a married couple often communicates. Yes, that is also true." To this rocket, Alana said, "If the worst arguments you have with your spouse are at this level of pettiness, then you are doing something right." Plain Acadia said, "I have an annual reminder on my phone of the day my husband looked me in the eyes and corrected me by saying, 'Chickens are mammals, babe.'" This September, I will ask him for the 4th year in a row if he has found the nipples on a chicken yet. Then we laugh about it because we love each other and it is not serious. What fun is it if you cannot tease the people who love you when they act a little silly? This next post was made in the same subreddit by a user named iBleedAudio. The post is titled, "I didn't remind my wife that it's my birthday. I have been married for 6 years and I love my wife dearly. However, there has been a disconnect between us. I feel like I am more invested in our relationship than she is. I am always the first to apologize when we argue, always the one to push issues so that we can talk, and the one who usually bends so that we can find balance. Today is my birthday, and so far it seems like she has no idea. We went through our normal routine this morning, talked about our day, and she asked if we could grab takeout tonight from her favorite place. So she has clearly forgotten. I am not someone who makes a big deal about birthdays, but I suppose I would like mine to be acknowledged. I want that reassurance that I matter to the people around me. Sometimes I feel invisible in my own life, and I just want to know that people care. More than anything, I want to know if I am a priority to her. I want to see if she would even acknowledge my birthday if I do not prompt her. I mean, I took her out for her birthday and got her gifts she loved. I am just curious if I would even hear the 2 simple words if I did not say anything. Would I be the asshole if I went through today without telling her? Update. Yesterday was my birthday, and I was under the impression that my wife had forgotten. I got all caught up in my head, questioning many things about our marriage. Earlier in the day, my wife had mentioned getting fast food from one of her favorite places, and that made me think my birthday was not even on her radar. Following the advice I received, I decided not to say anything to her. I went to pick her up from work and give her her keys. We are currently sharing one car because mine is in the shop, and everything played out as normal. However, instead of going to Crushed Red like she had mentioned, we pulled up at my favorite Mexican restaurant, the one we only go to on special occasions. Over the course of one massive burrito and a couple of strong margaritas, we started talking. She told me it was really hard not to say anything, but she had wanted to surprise me. I shared how I'd been feeling, and she was immediately apologetic. She blamed herself, but I told her she had nothing to apologize for. She was trying to surprise me, and honestly, I could have solved the whole issue by communicating with her directly. We talked about our relationship for a bit and had a really good night. She asked me what I wanted to do afterward, and I said I just wanted a simple evening. So we went home and watched a movie I had been trying to get her to see, The Raid Redemption, which she ended up really enjoying. All in all, it was a good night, and many of my fears turned out to be misguided. I felt like I owed you all an update after so many reached out yesterday. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Lyndon Little Blue Balls said, I do not understand doing the surprise dinner or party on the actual birthday unless you have other things planned to throw them off. Pretending it is just any other day only makes the birthday person feel awful. Eating Almonds said, sometimes it feels like no one would notice if I disappeared. We are just walking past this, are we? I think OP's issues go much deeper than a birthday. This third and final post was also made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Not Adopting Her Baby. The post is titled, I don't want to adopt my wife's child. I, a 27-year-old man, used to have a wonderful relationship with the woman I love, a 26-year-old woman. However, 5 years ago, she got drunk, had a one-night stand, and became pregnant from it. The child cannot be mine, as I cannot have children due to a horseback riding injury when I was a teenager. She did not get the man's name, and there was no way to find him, so he is out of the picture. My wife decided to keep the baby, and we almost went through a divorce, but couples therapy helped us decide to try again. We are still in therapy now since I continue to have a hard time trusting her, so she had her son. We talked about it extensively, and I made it clear that I was willing to take on a step-parent role, but I was not willing to fully be his father. I would not adopt him, but I would help raise him and support him through college. My wife agreed to this, became a stay-at-home mother so she could take care of him with help from her parents, and I have pretty much acted like the fun uncle. I play with him, buy him games, try not to resent him, and I am in therapy for that, and mostly stay out of the way of my wife's parenting. He even calls me uncle instead of dad. He knows I am not his father and is simply happy to play video games with me and spend time together. Recently, however, my wife has started talking about me adopting him, something I am not willing to do. I made it clear that if anything were to happen, he would live with her parents and I would provide financial support. If they were unable to take him, I would not put him in foster care, but I also am not willing to take on the responsibility of being his father when I am not. I am content being an uncle to another man's child, since that is the situation life has handed me. This has greatly upset her, and now she is trying to find a way to force me into adopting him. She has even begun manipulating the boy, telling him he should start calling me dad instead of uncle as he always has, which is confusing and upsetting him. This arrangement has worked for the past 5 years, and I do not understand why she is suddenly trying to change something that is not broken or force me into a role I made clear years ago I was not willing to accept, a role she agreed I did not have to take until just recently. Update. After reading everything, I told my wife I was leaving and pursuing a divorce. I think I have been ready to do so for a while, but just needed the push. This led to a complete meltdown, but I stayed firm, packed everything up, and moved in with my brother across town. I have already contacted the landlord to let him know that I will pay for 2 more months of rent. After that, everything needs to be switched over to her. When talking to my lawyer, it was verified that due to the process I went through after the birth to establish that I was not the father, I will not have to pay child support or alimony. That is something very rare and uncommon where I live. My lawyer is already working on the paperwork. I have no idea when it will all be finalized, but once it is, I will cut full contact. My wife has tried to call and text me multiple times, but I have refused to respond. I will post another update when I know more. K Nintien said they should have split when she was pregnant. That poor kid. Palabra Dot said, I feel like the child should have been the non-negotiable for the marriage from the beginning. OP did not want the child of an affair. The moment she said she was keeping him, he should have said, then I am out. I am honestly wondering how they managed to get through couples counseling with that on the table. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.